What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the CRL West Six Man's League. My name is Nightmare Rally, along with.
Decibel, what's up, guys? Welcome back. It's good to be back. Once again, I'm excited for the matches. The one match we have today, Nightmare, should be a good one, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know a couple of the players, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch them.
Yeah, definitely. We'll go ahead and talk about the teams if you want to do that. That sound good?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right,
So,
let's take a look at these teams.
all right, first team will be Social Security numbers consisting of Nando, Stunt, and Sweet. And Nando and Stunt have both been my teammates in the past, in college, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing them play. Along with, we got Big Chins and All Ins, which is Crimson Chin, Swift, and Nero. All players that I've played against, just in ranked and in the Six Man's League, and it's been a lot of fun getting to know all these players. And I'm excited to get to watch them on the pitch tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, SSN, obviously, you can tell the name comes from their initials. So we have a theme going. We had PGA yesterday. We have SSN today. And that's going to be the I think that's kind of the goal that they have as a team, is to make it like their team name and try and be as cohesive as possible, and make sure that each player obviously has the talent to be able to help out their team. Nando was the second captain of the draft, I believe, and he picked Stunt with the second pick, which I know a lot of players were talking about Stunt. So obviously Stunt was a high commodity in the draft, but Nando ended up getting him at the end of the day. And on the other side, Big Chins and All Ins. I know Crimson Chin had an interesting time during the draft, and him and Crim might later have a rivalry, which would be interesting to see. But yeah, do you have any predictions for this game, Nightmare? Do you know who's going to win, who's not going to win, what the score might be?
I think honestly, I'm gonna have to predict Big Chins and All Ins. I think just looking at the overall MMR average, they are a little bit higher, but just with the average, I would say that they might have a little bit more chemistry when it comes to the faster level of play. But I'm also excited to see how Nando and Stunt are able to play with. They ended up getting the second to last pick in the draft, and they got Sweet. And I'm curious to see how they're able to work with him and yeah, figure out that team chemistry there.
Yeah, definitely. I think that these two teams are definitely pretty evenly matched. Like you said, Sweet should be that X factor for SSN if they're able to get the team chemistry building in enough time. So I think we got the teams ready to go. It seems like they're joining, so we'll get right into
Yeah,
this game. My prediction
let's
is
get
Big
it.
Chins and All Ins wins 3-1. So I think that's going to be the
Okay,
ending score,
okay.
but we'll see.
Yeah. I was actually
Okay.
thinking 3-1 as well. I forgot to mention that. Um, but now it feels like I'm just stealing your answer, so I'm gonna have to go with 3-2. I'll change it up.
No, you're good. Okay, that's fair. Game 5 would be interesting
Yep.
for sure.
It
I would
would be
like that.
very interesting. Game 5 is always fun to watch. Let's go.
Okay, we're waiting on one team to join here, so we'll see if they're here or not. But well, while we wait, I'll go ahead and talk about Stunt a little bit more, just because he was the reigning champion. So I'm sure there's some sort of pressure on SSN here, especially now that we've predicted against them. Stunt, obviously, having won last year with Ebb and CMF, is going to have a little bit of that pressure to hopefully repeat this year with a new team. We'll see, um, and we'll see where this other team is, but we'll go ahead and wait on them.
All right, yeah. And yeah, just to talk a little bit more on that. I know Stunt has been on the grind like crazy even since winning that last summer league. He's been putting in countless hours every week just trying to get better. And so I predict that he's going to be better than he was last year, which will give him a
Yeah.
better shot at taking the title once again.
Yeah, definitely. Nando also has a new team, also being the second captain for the first time, as Bob was the first captain this year. Nando was first last year, but it is going to be a different look for Nando, not having that like generated last player in the draft going to his team. He was actually able to choose between the last two players, so and obviously get second choice out of the total pool of players to start off the draft. So that's going to be interesting for him. I think he's had that kind of like that role as being pretty much the number one player in the league for a couple seasons now, and he may still be. That's kind of what each captain is proving or trying to prove, that they're the best player in the league and that they deserved to have the number one captain spot. But I think Nando finally kind of having that burden off of his shoulders, he might have a chance to maybe just play a little bit more cohesive with his teammates.
Yeah, definitely agree with you on that. It looks like we're going to get started into the match. All right, first kickoff.
Sweet, we got him here.
Nero with the win. Nando able to capitalize right away, gets a flip reset pogo, and it actually goes into the
Oh
net.
dang.
He wasn't able to get a flip reset, but he gets the pogo instead. What a shot from Nando.
Yeah, that's a crazy way to open it. Nando already scoring a pogo goal, and only 5 seconds in. Like I was just saying, I mean, he might have a chip on his shoulder, but he's already proving that as the team captain, he knows he has to take this team on his back, and I think he's going to continue to do so.
Yeah, no, we got Stunt getting a demo on Nero. Crimson will be able to take this up the wall. Looking to get the lead, or the pursuit on the offense. Almost get the shot off crossbar, and Stunt will be able to clear it away. Now Crimson trying to keep up that pressure. As the captains of the teams are both trying to initiate as much pressure as they can. I think just getting their team on the other half will allow them to open up some more offense. So now we have Sweet actually leading the offense for SSN. Getting a good 15 to the corner. Nando up to meet Swift. Now Stunt going for the pass mid. Sweet is there. Gets the shot and it goes off the crossbar.
That's a good vision pass there from Stunt. Sometimes you're not aware of where your teammates are on the pitch. But he saw Sweet in the middle there and tried to get it to him as best as he could, and he was making sure that that ball was going to get to his teammate for the best opportunity at a shot whenever possible. Nando's going to try and get a triple tap. Almost worked out for him, but it's going to go back out wide.
Yeah, lots of offense coming out from SSN to start this match. And I'm actually excited to see how Sweet's performing so far. He's been in a lot of the right positions, even though he was technically the lowest MMR player going into this draft. He's not showing it quite yet, but Swift will actually get a shot top left corner to equalize the game.
Yeah, this just looks like a bit of a miscommunication between Nando and Sweet. I mean, Sweet was on that backboard, saw Nando jumping up for it, and he probably left his team captain to go for the ball, as most people would do in that situation. And the ball just kind of slipped through straight to Swift.
And Nando foo boost on the wall, going for a solo play. Goes to the backboard, gets the double tap. It's like a little bit of a whiff off the orange side there. Nando able to capitalize. Nando's showing some really good mechanical ability so far this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so far the theme of this game has obviously been Nando's going to be putting his team on his back, trying to play it mechanically, but also a couple of backboard miscalculations from both teams, so they're trying to get that sorted out. And, this is obviously week one. You want to get those issues out of the way as soon as possible, and these teams are just kind of going through growing pains, I'm sure.
Sweet with the shot, gets saved away by Nero. Stunt looks to get another one, but it gets cleared away. Now Big Chin all in, going for the attack. Nero able to push it out. Swift gonna clear it away, but Stunt's actually there to collect it. Now ball's just floating in midfield. Nando will take advantage, but Crimson there to clear it away. It might be on target. Stunt does get the save.
Everyone's bunched up right now for SSN in the corner. They look a little awkward. A bit of low boost as well. Stunt able to clear it even with that low boost. Sweet's gonna challenge it. Crimson Chin does beat out Sweet. Stunt's left back with no boost. Nando takes it up the wall, has plenty of boost to get it out of here. How far will he be able to go? He only goes as far as midfield before Swift cuts in. And Sweet now looking to do something. Ooh, good redirect attempt by Nando. My game's lagging. Hopefully my voice isn't lagging too bad, but that was a good attempt from Nando there to follow up on his teammate's pass.
Yeah, now we have another 50. It looks like SSN is doing a really good job keeping up that offensive pressure. All of them are challenging at midfield, and looks like Swift's going to try to clear it out, but Sweet's just waiting for it. Nando will be actually the one who's going to
Uh-oh.
redirect it backwards toward his own backboard. Stunt will be able to get it away, but now Crimson going for a flip reset. Nando gets the clear. And Swift looking to get this on the wall, but Nando's just been all over them when they're going the air. Nando's been meeting them at midfield, meeting them on the backboard, on the wall, kind of all over this Big Chin all-in team right now.
Yeah, a lot of pressure right now for SSN, and I know we just talked about how I think the key to this win for them was going to be Sweet, and he definitely looks like he's not out of place at all. Like you mentioned, he might have been the lowest MMR player in the draft, but however best you can attempt to calculate people's MMRs, calculate their skill levels, make it as fair as possible. Oh, there's a shot from Crimson Chin that's going to go in to tie up the game. But however much of an attempt you put in to try and make that happen, it's always going to be the team chemistry that wins at the end of the day. And SSN opened up very well with Team Chem, but maybe this is a chance for Big Chins and All-Ins to get back into it here.
Yeah, that was a great shot, placing it right bottom right, the only spot in the net where Stunt couldn't reach. And now the ball's just floating at midfield. Sweet going up to meet Swift, not able to reach it. Now Nando clearing it away. Stunt with full boost, taking it up the wall. I know Stunt is very good with the solo plays, so I'm excited to see what he's able to do this series. Very mechanical player, and Nando looking to go for a solo play of for himself. Gets saved away, but this offensive pressure from SSN has been really strong. It seems like a lot of the time when Big Chin get their offensive pressure, it's from a counter attack, and it's going right back to their side. Now Crimson gets an awkward touch, but his teammate's able to collect it. Nero might be able to go for a shot, but Nando actually going for a sidewall read. Not able to reach it.
Almost. There you go. Finally, Sweet's going to get it in. I saw on the corner, there was a bit of a bump play going, and you see Stunt kind of chasing after, and he just ended up clearing out the player who just spawned. I think that was Swift, who had just come off of a demo and gets bumped out of the way immediately after. And Sweet right in the midfield to collect that. I think the main takeaway I have from SSN's gameplay right now is the fact that Nando, you know, being the team captain, being the highest skilled player in the lobby most likely, he's playing as if he still wants this to be a team win, and I think that's the most important thing. He's setting up his teammates, he's making sure to get good passes, he's making them be in a position where they can succeed, and I think that's working very well. Although the pressure might start mounting for Big Chins and All-Ins, but Stunt so far picking up that Savior medal has been doing a decent enough job to keep it out. That might be too much. Then he gets across one more time. A lot of pressure right now for Big Chins and All-Ins, and it finally goes in. Crimson Chin puts it in for his team, and you kind of saw that coming after all of that pressure that they had within 30 seconds left.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, I think that was the most pressure we've seen so far this game from Big Chins and All-Ins, and it will work out for them as Social Security numbers wasn't able to get enough boost to make that save. And with 30 seconds remaining, it's all tied up. Ooh, was there a fake kickoff there?
Yeah, it was a bit of a fake. Looked weird. Uh-oh.
Ooh, Nando barely getting that 50 to save it away. Now, Big Chin All-In is going to keep up the pressure, but it does get cleared back to their side. Nando might be able to go for a shot with 5 seconds remaining. Wants to get the win. This game has been very equal. 3-3 going into overtime to start the first game.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, like we were talking about earlier, SSN looked like they had so much pressure, but Big Chins and All-Ins had a couple good counterattacks, and then, like you mentioned, the last 30 seconds, they finally seemed to get the pressure to actually overwhelm the defense to make them crack, giving a goal. Ball going to go across net here, and Nero's going to try and take control of this. It's going to be a bit of an uphill battle, I think, for whatever team loses this game, because it's just looked so close throughout this entire series that, you know, one loss like this might be demoralizing.
Oh yeah, you always want to win the overtime, getting that momentum going into the second game. Oh,
oh my God.
There. Swift able to get the diving save. Sweet going up for the shot, but Nero will clear it away. Lots of pressure coming out from SSN, but it will get turned the other way. Stunts now with the ball. 50s it up mid. Sweet trying to keep that pressure, but it will end up on SSN's half now. And this overtime has so far been very equal. We haven't seen much pressure coming out from either team. And I do think whoever will get this goal, well, as I say that, Nero will be the one to put it away. I was about to say, I think whoever will get that goal will have a lot of strong pressure going into the next game, just have that confidence and momentum, and I think Nero's going to be the one to do it.
Yeah, I just, that's just a bit of an anticlimactic goal to give us the end to game number one, just because of how much how deadlocked the game was before and how much pressure each team had on either side. And then kind of that one goes in after both. I think it might have been Stunt and Sweet, maybe. I'm not sure who exactly overcommitted, but that two players kind of went between the ball there, and neither of them really hit it. Kind of just left it open net. So a bit of a miscommunication there for SSN. That is going to put them down one game in the series, but I do think that they can come back, considering how well Nando's been playing for sure.
Yeah, I agree. They could definitely bounce back. They got every goal first, I believe, until overtime. They were always up one, and then it got equalized until that OT. And so if they're able to keep that up, maybe just get a little bit stronger on defense, if they're able to make those saves, they do have the ability to get those goals. But I will also add on that Big Chin's and All In getting that first game and a best of five especially is very important because it gives your team more confidence to go for more risky plays. Knowing that you're a game up, you never want to like fully just go offensively, but I think they will step up their level of offense here going into game two.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. There's always kind of that back against the wall mentality, and I do think that these players, knowing, obviously knowing that you have to get some gel going with your teammates first, that's going to be pretty important for them to figure out. But there's also kind of that pressure of competition that I think everyone's used to already at this point. It looks like we lost someone from the lobby, so I'm not sure what happened.
Ooh.
I changed the map on my screen, and then it just like didn't change. I might have changed it maybe too late, or maybe the lobby was getting bugged. But oh well, it's okay. We'll play Manfield Night one more time.
Let's get it. This is my
But
favorite map. It's been my
yeah,
free play map for
I
years.
know. Okay, we got the other
All right.
player in. So we'll go ahead to game number 2. I think the key for SSN is going to be trying to turn that pressure into more goals this time. But I do think they'll be able to do it. This should be a competitive game number 2.
And then we have Swift taking it up the wall. It will get past mid by Nando to Stunt. Now, will get cleared away, but Stunt going to keep that offensive pressure. Goes for the sidewall read. Now Nando going for a shot. Stunt will be there to collect the shot. Now Sweet going for a shot of his own. Lots of pressure coming out from SSN again. Shot after shot. But Big Chin All In is doing a really good job of keeping their defensive composure. We haven't really seen them commit to the same ball quite yet, as I say that. But
Yeah. Ooh. I don't know what's going on right now. I just watched like 2 players trade demos or something.
lots of
I
noise.
like, I'm a little lost. Yeah, a little bit awkward for SSN right now. Stunt didn't have any boost. He's trying to get this ball out. Sweet is trying to help out his teammates who are getting constantly demoed. Pressure is now mounting for Big Chins and All Ins, and I think that's as long as they can keep it a close game and they can give themselves opportunities to score, that's kind of exactly how they won game number 1. So really just gonna try and keep up the if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. And there you go. The first goal coming in from Swift as his teammate Crimson Chin just air dribbles it perfectly over the entire opposition. And everyone looked lost on that one as Swift is able to clean up the goal.
Yeah, that was a great possession by Crimson. Looked like he saved his boost till he knew that the opponent jumped. And that is one thing I will point out. SSN are struggling a little bit to keep defensive composure. They've been committing to the same ball a lot on defense, which is why Big Chin All In is able to get so many counterattack plays. So I think if they're able to figure out their defense and make the defense just a small bit stronger, they'll be really strong going into the series, the rest of the series. As Stunt will clear it away. Now Nando collecting it mid, bringing it around narrow, last back, goes to the pinch. Sweet will be there to hit it away. Now the pressure is flipping away, going back over to the side of SSN. SSN looking good on defense here, although Stunt is low boost, going to do all that he can to get the ball out. He actually gets a good follow-up. Now Nando hitting it off the corner. Sweet, going to be there for the shot. Crimson is going to be there to clear it away.
Yeah, that looked like a good opportunity there. Just, again, this defense is holding so strong. And, I mean, SSN should have a couple of these opportunities finally go into the back of the net if they give themselves more chances. So far, they've just, been a combination of unlucky and also really good defense, obviously. And there you go. There's another backboard player that just barely, hits the ball away from Nando enough to the point where he can't just, like, put it easily in the back of the net. So I think a very good defensive formula right now that's working for Big Chins and All Ins. Kind of just keeping the ball away and making sure that there's no, like, real good... If you have, like, a 100% shot, it's going to go in the net. But if you give the other team only, like, a 40, 50% chance of making it, even if you give them multiple opportunities, then that's not going to matter. And on the other side, the counterattacks have been going great for Big Chins and All Ins as, again, a Swift play to get a second goal, his second of the game, and comes off of a Nero pass this time as he's able to just center it perfectly for his teammate.
Yeah, and I think a big reason these counterattacks are working so well is every time they're able to get the counterattack, it looks like SSN is on low boost, but Nando actually gets to get a shot off the kickoff here. Good shot from Nando to bring it back. Down 2 is a little bit scary when you're in Rocket League, but being down 1, you can always get that last goal no matter how much time is left. So that's a really good shot there from Nando, getting some momentum back for his team. But basically, I was
Yeah.
just saying, um, if SSN is able to get some more boost, they have been a little bit low this entire game. They had a lot of boost in the last game, which was able to get their offensive pressure. And I think if they're able to turn that back up, they'll be able to get the score here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think like boost management is obviously very important in Rocket League, but also the amount of boost you're able to pick up is kind of a byproduct of speed. And it felt like SSN just had so much pressure and so much speed in game number 1, and they kind of sat back on a couple opportunities in this game, and that may be the case why that's a shot that goes barely off target. That may be the case why there's not as much boost, able to be shared between them. They just might not be playing fast enough to be able to pick up those pads. They are starting to build pressure here, though. We saw that shot from Nando just go barely off. On the other side, though, counterattack. Crimson Shin looking for a double tap. It's not going to go through. And a clear from Sweet should help out, as Stunt trying to put some pressure on. Stunt really, hasn't been as active this game as I'm sure he would like to be. Just trying to find a way to get himself back into this and give his team a chance. There was an opportunity, but it goes off too far from Sweet.
Yeah, a little bit of a overcommit there from SSN, giving the pressure back over to Big Chin all in. But it looks like they will get a clear away. Nando does have enough boost to make this, but Swift going to go for a flip reset. Nando gets the read. Nando pushing it back down toward the orange half. And now Swift will keep up the pressure with the pass off the corner to Stunt. Stunt now to the reach inside. Now Nando has to do all that he can in this corner with Swift on the wall. Gets it over him, goes for the 50 against Crimson, gets the win. Lots of offensive pressure here. There's only one back for Big Chin all in. This is SSN's chance to get a goal, and it will bounce just off the net. Just enough time for Swift to get back and get the save. And they're going to keep up the pressure, but what an attempt from SSN.
You feel like that kind of had to go in, and this might even go the other way. Crimson Shin's up very fast. Sweet does get a save, able to keep it out for the time being. Still 30 seconds left for SSN to score a goal here, but that looked like one of the best chances they'd get. They might have one here. Oh, Sweet's just a little too far back. So much pressure that mounted in that chance right there, that offensive push, and to have that not go in, got to be demoralizing as 10 seconds remaining. Nando just has no boost, trying to do as much as he can. Gets a couple clutch 50s. See if a teammate can help out. Oh, that might be a bad touch from Nero. Is it going to go across for Nando? It's going to drop down. Stunt looking for an aerial and a save from Nero, the savior of the game, as he picks up the medal, and another one goal difference game win for Big Chins and All Ins as they go up 2-0 in the series, just like that.
Yeah, that was definitely, it was kind of what I predicted. I think a Big Chin all in definitely stepped up their offensive pressure in that game, but both teams actually did have the same amount of shots, so it was pretty even there. I remember in game 1 though, SSN did have a lot of that pressure, and so I think they'll need to figure out how to get that back going into game number 3. Yeah, with equal shots with equal shots, I believe it was anybody's game. Really, just needed to hammer down that defense, and I think that's where SSN is struggling just a little bit to keep up.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can obviously see the disparity in saves and shots on the scoreboard. I mean, the shots look pretty even, pretty much equal across the board. Actually, 7 for both teams. But the amount of saves that Big Chins and All Ins had, 6 to the 4 from SSN. Even just that small difference in saves is, it's obviously not as noticeable as you would think just looking at the stats. But I think there were a lot more cleared balls. There was a lot more, defensive lockdown possessions where they're able to keep the ball away from SSN. That really was the key to them having just a better defensive product in that game. So game number 3, we'll have to see what SSN can switch up.
Yeah, for sure. This is the match SSN needs to win. They've been one goal away both times, so they know they can do it. But this is where it all comes down to. Now Nero, they get the clear away. There we go. My camera was messed up for a second there, but Nano gets a shot just off the post. Super close opportunity, but the counter attack. The counter attack will lead to a goal.
I thought it was gonna be a good camera curse. I thought it was gonna be a good camera curse because you were talking and then you fix your camera and then Nando got a shot on net, but of course it goes off the post and it goes the other way. Unfortunately, it just looks like SSN just cannot get lucky at all in this series. They're just having so many opportunities fall by the wayside, and a bit tough to see that game number 3 is going to open up with a goal for the team that's already up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, it looks like another opportunity there. So we able to beat the opponent to the ball. Now Stunt has to do it clear with no boost. Nando will be on the wall to collect it. just not able to reach. Crimson has been very fast these past couple games, just beating a lot of the SSN players to the ball.
Oh
Look
my
at
God,
Nero
what is going on?
bumping the opponent out of the net, leaving Swift with a wide open shot. It looked like he was getting
Oh
dribbled.
my God.
Nando
He
getting
was.
dribbled out of the net by Nero. That's just a great play by Nero, getting that bump, and then a good capitalization by Swift.
I don't know what the stream was seeing, but my view was just on Nero's player cam there, and I could just watch him just slowly push Nando away from the goal as the ball went in, and Nando could just do nothing, just helpless in that scenario. So that's just a hilarious image to have, and not very funny for SSN, I'm sure, because they've already gone down 2 games in the series. Now they're down 2 goals in game number 3, but to the rest of us, it's pretty funny. So I think SSN just, again, like I said, it's just a couple of mistakes, a couple of lucky breaks for big chins and all-ins that just are not going the way of SSN at all. Maybe change some of those things and you'd be, a little bit more in this game. However, you can't always count on that, aspect of luck or who has the ball in their favor in a certain series. SSN just frankly hasn't done enough to win themselves the series at this point, and that might be another mistake that cost them. Nando, unfortunately, he is the team captain. You would, expect him to have a consistent touch on that, and I'm sure his teammates did too as they turned away. Just a bit of a misflip there. Nando not able to get to that, and that, it's not looking great for SSN, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, as I said, they came out in that first game really strong. They were getting a lot of the beats on the ball, especially at midfield. They were getting all the beats, but now Big Shin All In has really turned it around since that first game. Up 4-0 now in game 3 with already a 2-0 series lead. I think Big Shin All In are just getting a lot more confident, and they're just throwing themselves at the ball a lot faster. Going for a lot of these shots is that I think they've realized that if they're able to get the shot on net, it does put a lot of pressure on SSN as they have been awkward on defense. But Nando will actually get a kickoff goal, 1-4 with 3 minutes left. There's still plenty of time for SSN to come back.
True. I mean, Nando, this is his second direct kickoff goal in this series that I can remember. He already had one last game. So SSN clearly showing that they're able to give themselves chances off the kickoff. We did have 2 kickoff goals go back and forth just a couple seconds ago, but SSN's feels a little bit more important just because they needed something to get the ball rolling. They needed to see the ball find the back of the net at some point. This might be a good starting point. A bit of aggressiveness from Nando. We can sense him starting to turn the heat up as he goes for a demo there. Might have wanted to look for a pass midfield there as it looked like he had a teammate in support, but the ball is going to go back towards the blue half now. Nero trying to get control. Sun does beat him out, looking for something. Again, I think a lot of the solo play opportunities have been taken by Nando this series, but Sun has that availability. And unfortunately, that just might be another just one of the list of unlucky things that SSN has to add to what already might be a very long list, as that 50 just does not go their way at all. And still time left. But with every goal, every lucky goal that you see, or even every goal that is actually earned by Big Chins and all-ins, everyone that goes in, you kind of sense that SSN's starting to lose hope a little bit.
Yeah, but we do still have half the game remaining, so I believe if Big Chin All In is able to get 5 goals in half the game, then SSN is also able to get 5 goals in half the game. So we'll have to see if they're able to do that. Now, Sweet actually pinching in mid. This will be an opportunity for SSN to get some pressure. Nero gets the flip reset, but he doesn't have a lot of boost to stay with it, so Nando will be the one to take it away. Nando looking to go for the pass, but Crimson actually does get the beat, and now it's just 1 remaining for SSN. Nero has an open shot. Nando barely diving back in time with no boost. And it looks like SSN is trying to step up that demo game, get a few more bumps, as one of the goals from Big Chin All In was that dribble play. I think they want to get some revenge back on that. But Big Chin All In is doing a really good job of just playing it together as a team. I haven't really seen many double commits from them. They're just playing very strong with their challenges and offensive pressure.
Yeah, very, very good team effort here for Big Chins and all-ins, and I know I praised that from Nando, kind of setting his team up for success. There's the 6th goal going in for Nero. Right now, it just looks like a team effort across the board. I praised Nando in game number 1 for having his team, getting his team some support, and they did look very solid in game number 1. SSN did at least, but just since then, Big Chins and all-ins have dominated that team game. I mean, everyone right now has a goal. Crimson Chin with 3, Nero with 2, Swift with 1 singular goal. Everyone's got an assist. Swift's got 3 of them as well, and just a full team effort across the board that really is winning them this game right now.
Yeah, in this game as well, there's a lot of there's a big difference in the shots, which we haven't really seen much of the series, as you can tell, 6-1. But SSN still has quite a few more shots than I would expect with looking at the score. And Nando will get another shot there, a good 50 in the air, able to put it in the net. A great play by Nando, just taking it slow, taking his time. I think he had full booster going up for it. Swift left with nothing on the backboard to get the save. And 2-6, 4 goals in 1 minute will be tough for SSN. But if Nando's able to keep up this pressure that he's had with the goals he's gotten, possible.
Yeah. I mean, it's always possible, you know? Even that's kind of the beauty of Rocket League is, you know, maybe you can't score like 3 goals in 3 seconds, but there's always a possibility to get back to this game. Might be an
Oh,
opportunity here. Sweet needs to push the ball. He's just unfortunately a little too far back, and I'm sure that's just kind of a side effect of how much pressure Big Chins and Allins has had in this game. It just feels everything feels unsafe for SSN to go for. 3 players are now on the ball, and they kind of dribble it out of the way. It's a little unfortunate there. But, 30 seconds left. I think this game might be all but locked up at this point. Big Chins and All-Ins just showed, I think they proved here that they are just honestly a really good team. They may not have that kind of star power like Nando is, obviously being the second highest rated player in this league, but they have the team component, and I think that's what matters most.
yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. With 10 seconds remaining, this will go in favor of Big Chin all in. They just kind of playing the time with this last minute. Really good touch there from Crimson to float it away. And Big Chin's all in will take this game in a sweep. Now Stunt just looking to get one last goal for the road, but it goes off the wall. And yeah, just a great showing from Big Chin's all in. I definitely think their team chemistry looks amazing. They had a lot of solid counter attacks. They're clearing the ball to each other, lots of good passing. And I think they're going to be a strong team to look at going into the rest of this league.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, Big Chins and All-Ins proved. I actually don't know. Wait, what team number are they? They're
Not sure.
I'm not even sure. I'll have to check that. But I mean, I don't think Crimson Chin was like a super high captain pick. I remember him being a little bit lower. But that kind of proves that kind of those lower teams have a bit more of an opportunity to solidify. Yeah, I think they're team 21. That might be right. So
Dang.
team 21. I mean, that's like the prime spot where Crimson Chin got a couple good picks. Like next to each other. So obviously, Nero had a huge role in that win. So did Swift. So I think that Big Chins and All-Ins definitely have a great opportunity to continue to build on that team chemistry that they already showed was very strong in week number 1.
Yeah, I agree, and I think with Crimson Chin in the situation that he was in, you can kind of choose your teammates based on your play style when you're that close with the picks. And it seems like he may have done that with how well they were able to play together as a team. So I'm excited to see how they perform throughout the rest of this league. They were playing extremely well tonight.
Hmm.
And although SSN did get swept, they did keep it very close in a couple of those games and actually had the lead multiple times throughout the series. So I think if they're able to just work out a couple things on defense, work out some touches, it'll just a little bit better communication on some of the plays on defense, they could also be a very strong team as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think both of these teams played very well. Obviously, week 1 matchup, you don't want to come to too many conclusions too early. I am not, in fact, looking for the shoe. I see the chat saying I have to do a shoey. You picked the wrong guy because I unfortunately don't drink, so that's not really going to be happen. But I also don't have a shoe. Who has shoes in their room? Like that's kind of maniacal behavior. Like if you
What?
wear your
Oh,
shoes like
shoes
up
in
up
your room?
stairs, yeah, I take my shoes off at the door. I don't know about you guys. We're a no shoes household, but whatever. That might be just us. It's just cleaner that way. Anyways, like I was saying, it's week 1. You don't want to come to too many conclusions yet. I mean, both of these teams have plenty of time over the next 9, 10 weeks, maybe if you make playoffs, to solidify that team chemistry. So SSN plenty of time to bounce back. But yeah, I don't know. Any final thoughts on this game, Nightmare? I know you already talked a lot about how it's definitely an opportunity to grow as a team, and SSN has that that potential. So I don't know if you have any final thoughts on the series or what you think that both of these teams will have coming up next.
I don't have anything specifically. Um, I I will say though, I had never seen Crimson and I think it was Swift. I had never seen them play, and just looking at how strong they were as players was really exciting to watch. There's a lot of players in this league this year that I've never seen, and that's something I'm really looking forward to. The past couple of years, I think I did know everybody in the league, so I'm
Yeah.
really excited to have all these players this time, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, definitely. It's been great. Well, this series has been fun. Like you said, you get to see some new players play. We're glad for the people like Nando and Stunt for returning and for everyone else for joining in new. But we have got some matches coming up. Maybe tomorrow if we can get them on stream, we'll see what channel that's on. But definitely plenty more good Rocket League to go. This is only the second stream. This is week number 1, stream number 2. So we are just getting started. So you don't want to go anywhere and miss any more of this. But for now, thank you Nightmare for being here, and thank you to Fiat for putting on the stream, obviously. And we will see you guys in the future. So have a good rest of your night, guys.